Hey everybody, soybean farmer. Friday morning, June the 10th. We're looking at the corner of this field down here by the shop. This was the last field I planted, and the beans are 3 approaching 4 inches tall. I went ahead and sprayed these beans. Today's Friday. Sprayed them on Wednesday, and I can see some kill going on, like right there, and some yellowing in the weeds that are out here. Mostly what I'm seeing down in this corner is sickle pod. There's pretty thick infestation of sickle pod here last year, so I expect a real good seed bank of it. This was the second field that I planted this year. It's already been sprayed. You can see the kill on the edge of the field there. And we'll walk out here and see how things are progressing. These beans are, I think this is going to be a really nice field. This field has a history of producing high yield, which I was real pleased that Cousin Scott let me have use of this field this year as we rotate around, swap around a little bit. He's got a huge investment in that corn over there, so it was only so much money that he had, and just like me, there's only so much money that I have. But I'm seeing a really nice kill. Got a little grass here that didn't go down. Most of this was morning glory, but it's pretty much toast. Now there's a piece right there that I hate seeing doing what it's doing, so we'll go down here and take a look. That right there, that growth right there. So while you're here, do that. And I hope there ain't a lot of that. That's the only one I've seen so far. I'm out here this morning on a cleanup project. Those limbs right there slapped me in the face yesterday while I was mowing up through there. They won't do that anymore. And got this mowed yesterday. It had gotten ahead of me. It's amazing how much it grew for as little rain as we've had. Of course, you can see the corn over there in the distance. We'll get closer to that in a little bit. But this field here was the third field that I planted. I still had the depth issues, but didn't have issues with the chain falling off. Now this has been sprayed. You can see the burn down line at the edge of the field. Trying to keep a nice crisp line, which made it fairly easy to mow yesterday. But this field is an odd shape. It curves on this line. Got a fairly decent end dress out here. You'd have a pink and shear effect with the angle coming off of here like it does. But the herbicide, this was sprayed once, and I was going to show you something dead, but that's not dead weed. That's the aggravating stick thing. We'll come get that out of here later. You wouldn't want that to go through a combine. Would be ugly, but this is where I had the hydraulic failure when I was spraying and messed up that tip. Found out those tips cost $10 a piece. Somebody posted about a $5 tip. I said, yeah, show me a link to that. That ain't happened yet. But the burn down the herbicide, one application, worked great. All I see is dead stuff. And the atypical red spot right there. Not much to it. I keep thinking about, ambitious, take some money. But I'd take Cousin Scott's pan and pull off about 3 inches out of that spot right there. And there's a fella, it ain't a big spot, And there's a fella just down the road selling topsoil, and maybe 3 dump truck loads dumped in there and then smoothed out, and maybe could get something to actually grow in that spot like you got over here in this spot. Okay, now we're over here at the corn. Let's see, how am I going to give you a reference to the height of this stuff? I know, turn the camera around. I'm 6 foot tall. Today's June 10th. I know when we first started watching YouTube videos and watching people grow corn, they had this saying, knee high by the 4th of July and everything will be okay. Well, this is way past knee high. Let me see if I can figure out how to flip the camera around, and I'll step over in here and give you a view. All right, this is me standing over here in the corn, and as you can see, it's definitely a good shoulder high on me. Yesterday afternoon, it was so dry here that these leaf things, they were curling up. But early morning as it is right now, it all looks beautiful, green and healthy. So there's a look at the corn, and there's another look at it without me in the picture. Yeah, it's head high. It looks down here like that. Still fairly clean down in here, and I'm just 1 row over, so you get a lot of sunlight on that outside row. Okay, that's enough of the corn. Let's see if we can get out of here without tearing anything up. There's a wide spot. We'll go through right here. Okay. Yeah, I got over this meadow strip yesterday and got it mowed, and I got really aggravated by some limbs and mess laying up there. So I got the saw in the truck, and I'm going to go get rid of those. And need to do some more trim work on this pecan tree. Pecan tree is a constant job. If it ain't throwing limbs down, it's growing them down. Ooh. Well, I'll just walk back up this way. I want to take a minute to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel Soybean Farmer. Thank you for that, and thank you for watching the videos. It means a lot to me. I'm just having a good time. It started off, I was just documenting what I was doing here on the little farm, and then the channel took off and started growing, and it's way past what I ever thought it would do. So thank you very much for each and every one of you growing the channel like you have. Beautiful morning. So nice to have days off from work at the cigar shop to be here on the farm and enjoy what God has blessed me with. Got a neighbor over there. Well, actually, he's my second cousin. He's got about 11 acres over there. He's got somebody else farming it, and I asked him one time if he'd let me farm it, and he said, well, he had a long-time relationship with the fellow who was farming it, and he didn't want to mess that up. And I said, okay, I understand. I'd have to get out on the highway to get over there anyhow and mess up my tires. Whew, that was a nice walk. Oh, the enemy right here. Hate these things. That is red root pigweed, and it makes that plant healthy in its adult stage has the potential to make about 250,000 seeds. Cousin did take a rough ride the other day where he's been cultivating. He's got these rows up and they extend out a little bit, but he took his 1020 tractor and his giant mower and went up across here and mowed the weeds off. If he'll do that 3 or 4 more times this year, man, it'll keep the seed down. They won't be able to make seed if they don't top out. All right, let's go down here and get to work. Man, I am so pleased with that. I cannot remember. Let's see, cousin had corn on that last year. That field had kind of been just a nuisance aggravation. It's extremely difficult to spray, but I'm very pleased with how that came out. That sectional boom with that, I guess we call it the T-switch, allows you to cut off any one of the 3 sections or run any one of the 3 sections you want to run. It made it easier, and the S-Lite light bar helped out a lot. I didn't show that thing in the video because I was too busy watching it and watching everything else, so I didn't try to make a lot of video while I was spraying. But I'm pleased with that, very pleased. It's about a 2-acre piece. You never know what you're going to get. It's like going fishing. I think the best I've ever seen that field do was something in the neighborhood of about 32 bushels to the acre. I loaded it up with fertilizer one year, and then some other issues came along, kind of messed that up. I think it was lack of water. But we'll find out what we got when we get there. All right, enough rambling. Let me go to work. I want that limb up. I want those up. I'm gonna cut off these that are slapping me in the face.